Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be talking about WH form words. They act as adjectives. So we all know the definition of adjectives. They describe or modify or give information about nouns or pronouns. That is the definition of adjectives. So when it comes to WH form adjectives used to ask information about nouns and directly used before nouns in a sentence. We'll see examples, okay? Remember, so after WH form words, we directly use nouns. So that's where we can understand that WH form words act as adjectives. So we all know the position of adjectives. We use adjectives before nouns and after nouns, right? We'll see examples. First one, what food do you like eating? So in this sentence, food is uncountable noun, and before uncountable noun food, so we use what. So which is asking information about food, which means it is not giving any information about noun, but we what in this sentence it is used to ask information about noun, right? So look at the second sentence. Whose bike is this? Here the information is about bike. Whose bike? Bike is a singular countable noun and whose is used before the noun bike. That's why it is an adjective in the sentence. It is asking information about noun. So just understand the definition of adjectives, okay? Look at the last example. Third one. Which city would you like to visit? So in this sentence, city is a common noun and before the city we use WH form word, that is which. Which city would you like to visit? Here information about city. City is a common noun, not proper noun, right? So if you look at these three examples, food, bike, city, these are nouns, and what, whose, which, these are used before nouns. That's why we call them as adjectives. If you understand the definition of adjectives, you will be able to understand the concept easily. Adjectives are used before nouns and pronouns. When there are many options, use what and it is general. We'll see examples. What mobile will you buy soon? You are not aware there are a lot of mobiles and you want to know what mobile will you buy soon. So in this sentence you cannot use which mobile. Of course if you use which, that will also be correct. But whenever we have many options, we use what and it is very general. What books do you like to read? You want to know which kind of books, what kind of books do you like to read? That's why we use what. Here mobile is a singular countable noun. Books means plural countable. What kind of person you are? Here kind of person. What kind of person? Here what is an adjective. So in all these examples, what is an adjective? What kind of person you are? Just you are asking about the person. So what places have you liked this? Have you liked so far? So look at these four examples. Mobile, books, kind of person, places. These are all nouns. And before nouns, there is an adjective. That is what. What places have you liked the most so far? You have been to a lot of places and I'm asking you about places. Here the information is about places you want to know. That's why you are asking someone what places have you liked the most so far. I hope this is clear, right? When you are in a hotel, sometimes you feel like you want to eat food, you go to a hotel and you find limited options, right? At the time you can use which, not what, right? So what is used when there are plenty of options. We'll see when to use which. Okay, when there are limited options or very few options, use which. Here I have taken two examples. Just imagine the scenario. Okay, Goa, Kerala, Chennai, which place shall we go to? Just imagine you are with friends and you have been planning to go somewhere, and your friends and you have three options: Goa, Kerala, Chennai, and you are asking your friends which place shall we go to. Here limited options, only three options means limited options, and that's why we use which is used to for specific option. When there are limited options we use which. Look at a second scenario: books, YouTube videos, speaking. Imagine if you read books or watch YouTube videos, speak English with friends, you will be able to practice. You will be able to get practice to speak in English. Here, three options: books, YouTube videos, speaking. Which one do you prefer to learn English? Here, the information is about books or YouTube videos or speaking. These are all nouns. Which one? One means, so after which I have used one. One means books, YouTube videos, speaking. So generally we use one after which. If the speaker, if the listener is known what you are talking about. I hope this is clear. When there are plenty of options, use what. When limited options are there, then use which. Sometimes people change interchangeable. They use which instead of using what. Of course, that's correct. But if you want to speak grammatically, you can use this, right? I hope this is clear. In English, we have total 9 WH form words, but we cannot consider them. We cannot consider all of them as adjectives. We mostly use which, what, whose. They are considered as adjectives. So you take a random noun and place it after each WH form word, and you repeat the sentence a couple of times. If the sentence has meaning after using a noun after it, then that WH form word is an adjective. I hope this is clear, right? Take any random noun and place that noun after every WH form word, and you create a sentence. If the sentence has meaning, then those WH form words act as adjectives, because adjectives are used before nouns and after nouns. Okay, I hope the concept is clear. Remember, we mostly use which, what, whose, because we can keep nouns after them. That's why these are mostly used. I hope this is clear, right? So just understand the definition of adjectives. So adjectives describe or modify or give information about nouns. So far we have discussed articles, adjectives, demonstrative adjectives, possessive adjectives, ed, ing adjectives, basic adjectives. These are all types of adjectives. So I told you in the beginning, so there is a lot to go through in adjectives. So it takes a lot of time, and so I cannot teach you every type of adjective. Okay, so it will take a lot of time, and it's a huge concept to get command over all types of adjectives. Okay, so whatever we generally use, so I teach those adjectives. Okay, I hope this is clear. If you like the content, please like and subscribe and share it to your friends. So thanks for watching. I hope you have understood the content.